Hey guys, and welcome to or back to the Paws in Pursuit podcast with your host, Summer Clark. And that is the last time I was going to say ever, but I might be back one day, but that is the last time I'm going to be saying that. Now, I would just like to take a minute to introduce you guys to the podcast sponsor, Huel. So here I have one of the ready-to-drink Huel meals, the berry flavour. Huel ready-to-drink is a meal in a bottle with over 20 grams of protein. It really is the perfect meal for when you are on the go. You don't need to sacrifice convenience or nutrition, you can have both with ready-to-drink. Each serving has 26 vitamins and minerals. This means every bottle of ready-to-drink has 175 health benefits. It is made from natural ingredients such as coconut, sunflower seeds, tapioca, pea protein, flax seeds, and hemp seed protein. Every meal is vegan and it has no gluten, no palm oil, no GMO, no lactose and no animal products whatsoever. It comes in 8 delicious flavours including iced coffee caramel and strawberries and cream, as well as the classics like vanilla, chocolate and banana. It is absolutely delicious and just tastes like a milkshake. It is widely sold in supermarkets, petrol stations and corner shops around the UK, and it can be conveniently purchased online. I found out about Huel because I was looking for a product that would give me all the nutrients that I need while travelling to events and staying over at competitions and training events. So when it's time to refuel and have a meal, I can just drink a ready-to-drink Huel product and get all my nutrients quickly, easily and without cooking. It's perfect when I don't have the time or the facilities to cook. For example, when I'm camping at a competition, I'm going to be drinking at least one a day at KCI and Dogs in Need. If you're super busy, just like me, then you really don't want to miss out. You can easily and conveniently shop ready to drink from Huel at the link uk.huel.com/paws. I hugely appreciate anyone and everyone that uses my link, as it helps keep this podcast running, and every sale through that link helps keep my podcast going. Buying through my link also gets you a free t-shirt which will be auto applied at the checkout. If you subscribe to a Huel order, you can save 10%. You can choose how often your subscription comes, for example every 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, etc. And these are super easy to manage on the website and you can edit whenever you like. uk.huel.com/paws. Because I've decided to take a break, potentially forever, from podcasting, and I thought I kind of just wanted to come on here and tell you guys why. In summary, it's not my priority anymore, and I did do a social media post about this that most of you have probably already read. But yeah, in summary, it's just not my priority anymore, and I feel like a lot of people don't realise, but content creation is very time consuming, takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of thought, a lot of planning. You've got to plan the episode. If it's a guest, you've got to converse with the guest and find a date that works. Then you've got to record set up the setup, if you like. Then you've got to record it, and then you've got to go away and edit it and make sure it's right. And then you've got to put all the things in it, like the logo and the socials and stuff like that. Then you've got to upload it and write the description, make the thumbnail, and then obviously push it out, get the links. It's a very long process. And basically my life is just getting more exciting, and those more exciting things, or for me anyway, things are just taking up more of my time. So for example, I've been recently approached with the prospect of going full-time for the company I work as a social media executive at. So that is very exciting. Obviously that's going to take my hours from 4.5 to potentially 8, and it's going to be probably 5 days a week instead of 4. And yeah, I just want to put my all into that, because obviously my main priority is my career, obviously, and I am a functioning adult, unfortunately, so I do have to prioritise the things that actually make me money, or a substantial amount of money that I can actually use to live, and do the things I want to do, which is not this podcast. This podcast is a fun little hobby at the end of the day. And there's only room for so many hobbies in one's life when they're working, especially full time. And my main hobbies are obviously agility in the gym and fitness. And even that is quite a lot to fit in outside of a full-time working hours. And obviously I'm not giving up either of those. So the podcast is the first to go. I have also taken on a heavier workload of freelance social media work, which is very exciting. So I'm doing that for myself, which is cool. And I'm hoping to grow that side of things as well. So yeah, I'll probably end up working around 9 hours, a 9-hour day doing social media. If I do end up going full time, which I will, I don't know how soon. But yeah, I just thought, you know what, I have other things to focus on now. More, you know, I want to put. I just feel like if you do 10 different things, you're never going to put your all into every single one of those things, if that makes sense. And I'd rather have less things on my plate and put more effort into those things. So like I said on my post, my priorities are my career, so my social media career, because that is my dream career that I've found recently, and I've been lucky enough to find that. So that's at the top of my list. Obviously, my fitness and the gym is up there as well. You know, that at the moment, the fitness and the gym is my favourite thing in life to do, is my favourite thing to do in my spare time. It makes me feel the best out of everything, and I'm the most interested in it at the moment. So that's the phase of life I'm in at the moment. So that is second. And then obviously mine and Arrow's agility performance is also my third priority. That is the order that I thought of them in, but I want to focus on all of them, to be honest. And yeah, I'm just ready for a bit more. I don't want to sound like horrible in any way or like boring, but I'm just ready for more serious things to start developing, if that makes sense, and they are doing, and I want to go with that. And yeah, I just feel like I'm going into a bit of a new chapter in my life, a bit, you know, something different, you know, just different things are happening that I didn't think, you know, I didn't anticipate even a year ago, when I first started this podcast and stuff, and now it's happening. And, you know, I mean, I got my job in the summer, and from there it's like, oh my God, I've just found my dream career. So it's just stuff like that you don't anticipate. But yeah, I have loved the podcast, and I want to thank all of you who have listened for this year. I am really proud of myself for keeping consistent. So the whole time the podcasts have been going, I haven't missed a single week. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on the dot, there has been an episode. And, you know, that's been great for me, because it's me proved to myself that I put my mind to something and I will achieve it. Nothing can get in my way when I want to do something, which has given me loads of confidence for this new endeavour, or these new endeavours, because I'm thinking, it doesn't matter what it is, you know, if I'm determined to do something and be consistent at something, then I can do it. I have done it with everything. Do you get what I mean? And the podcast is one of those things. But yeah, as well, obviously, so that's pretty much the podcast side of it. Obviously, with my job, the company that I work for as a social media executive for our YouTube channel, I interview influencers, so social media influencers, in the same way that I do this podcast with my guests, and that gets uploaded to our YouTube channel. So I'm still doing this, if that makes sense. So while I'm still doing this podcast, I've been doing that double time. But without this podcast, I'm still doing that regularly, like every week, at least once a week. So yeah, I'm still getting my sort of podcasting, interviewing fix, because I do enjoy it. Obviously, I do like being in front of a camera and creating that content. So I'm still doing that, and that's the whole point. I'm still doing these things, just where it matters more, if that makes sense. No offense, I love you all, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do when you're an adult. But I'm excited. I'm feeling positive about it. Maybe one day I'll find myself with more time for some reason and come back to it. But for now, it's the bottom of my priority list, so it has to go. But I'm excited for what's to come. It is all very exciting, and I'm ready for sort of a new chapter. The other thing is, excuse me, I've recently been diagnosed with Achilles tendonitis. So it's like, if none of you know what that is, it's like the back of the foot. There's a tendon, and basically every time, well, not now as such, because I've given it a week off running so far, 3 to go. And basically it's an overuse injury, which makes sense because I lead a very active lifestyle, all things considered, and I'm always using that part, you know, I'm always on my feet, really. Well, not obviously doing my job, but outside of that, when I'm exercising, it's usually quite intensely. You know, we're either weightlifting, we're either running in agility, which is like back and forth, change directions. So that's the main thing that strains the Achilles. So running as well, pounding the pavements, that's gonna impact, you know, when I was running 10Ks and stuff like that. And then I do other things, like I'll go biking, swimming, I walk for an hour a day. Do you get what I mean? And that's all at the same time. So it's come about from overuse, basically. So I just need to rest it for a bit and let it heal. But it can be easily set off by things like those activities I told you. So the running, any running, basically. That's pretty much it. But obviously it only, well not obviously, but it only hurt when I was wearing shoes. So when something's rubbing against the tendon, it just feels like sore skin. And I've had it on and off for a couple of months. It flared up after a little bit after my first Canicross session. So I'm not going to continue that for the foreseeable, because I did have horrendous shin splints for 2 days after doing that. And I just, because Arrow was pulling me, I was going down harder, like I could feel it, and I didn't even do that much on the day. So again, I don't think that helped, and obviously it's not my priority, so, you know, the running and agility is, and the gym obviously, so that's, you know, I'm glad I tried it, but I don't think it suited me in that physical sense. And then the other thing that really set it off was the judging I did. It was killing me at Agility Nuts every time I moved. Basically, but once you're judging, there's not a lot you can do, but it was really rubbing, and it just feels like sore skin, and obviously I'm on my feet when I'm judging for like 7.5, 8 hours a day usually. It was 7.5 at Nuts, so I've also, and it has been giving me, it did flare my back up a few months ago. I know I told a lot of you about that. It made my back really bother me. Again, it's just standing up. When I used to work in fast food, when I'd stand up for 6-7 hours on a shift, that's when the back problems were the worst again. So with all that considered, and the stress it puts on my body, and the time to design courses in my spare time, which again takes way longer than you'd think, to design a whole, you know, ring's worth of courses for a day. And then obviously a whole day sacrificed, you know, for judging. And it has been great, don't get me wrong. But again, I'm stopping it basically. So I'm not going to judge anymore. Again, it's not my priority. It's not where I want my future to go. I don't have goals in it, stuff like that. So those are the two things I'm stopping. So podcasting and judging, to make room for more important things, in my opinion. Again, that's in my opinion. To make room for more important things for me, and to focus on the goals that I actually want to work on for my life, really, if that makes sense. And yeah, basically. And again, it all comes down to, as well, burning out. Like, if you're constantly doing stuff and you have loads of different things to do, it's just not good for you. And I have been there before, and this is me stepping in and going, no, you're not doing that again. That's not happening again, because that's not good. Then you'll not be any good at your job or agility or the gym, and you'll be miserable and stressed and tired. And I'm not putting myself in that situation. I'm intervening now. I'm like, no, okay, let's get rid of a couple of things that aren't doing me any good, aren't bringing me like benefits, if that makes sense. And they did. The podcast did bring me benefits. You know, I got to speak to loads of great people. I got one of my freelance social media jobs from podcasting with a guest. So it has brought me good stuff. Obviously, it contributed to me getting my job in social media, because I had done this and I could show I was consistent and stuff like that and made content. So it served its purpose. But now, on to the next stage of life, and it is no longer serving me. And obviously the judging, again, I kind of just did it. Another thing to prove to myself, you know, I've been thinking about it for ages, something I wanted to achieve, and I achieved it. And I've done it, and people like my courses, so that's a success in my eyes, but it's not serving me as far as moving forward goes, in the direction I personally want to go. And everyone's different, and you got to make that, you know, you got to sit down and make your own mind up. You can't do everything, so prioritise. And I think I've done so many podcast episodes around prioritization. But yeah, those are the two things that I am stopping, and I'm happy with my decision. I'm excited for what's to come, new things, more exciting things. And again, you've got to remember, I have been doing agility for 11 years of my life. Obviously, I'm still going to carry on doing agility for Arrow's career at least. But new stuff crops up, and you change as a person, and you want different things, and that's totally fine. In fact, I like that. That's really exciting. That's fun. I'm here for that. And yeah, really positive stuff. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling very good going forward. So I'm going to prioritise my career. Obviously, I'm going to prioritise my fitness in the gym, because that is where my heart's at the moment. That's what makes me feel the best. And then obviously mine and Arrow's agility performance. So obviously keeping up with Arrow's fitness and physio, and his training and competing and achieving the goals. So if you guys don't know, and I'll say it here to hold myself a little bit accountable as well, my main goals with Arrow for the end of his career, and hopefully we have a long time, but they're very simple and, you know, I'd say achievable, and that's main arena, green carpet, main arena at Crufts. No matter how that goes, I just want to experience that. Olympia, I just want to experience Olympia. Why can I not keep my finger there? Main arena, for God's sake, just Olympia, not Olympia, whatever you call it. I want to just experience that. Even if it goes wrong, I want to experience it. And win a champ ticket. Just one. I don't need to be an agility champion. I just want to win one champ final, you know, a clear champ final win. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Obviously I'm going to go for senior Team GB, but I'd say those 3 goals first, because they're things I've never experienced before. Whereas I know it was on juniors, but it still counts, and it was still competing abroad for my country. I did that 3 years on the trot with Ethel as part of junior Team GB. So in that sense, I have experienced that, if that makes sense. So those are my main 3 goals, basically, the ones I said before. So I want to work towards those with Arrow. So those are my agility goals. And for that, me and Arrow have to be fit. I have to keep myself fit. I have to keep my body healthy and fit and strong and not worn down by all these extra activities. And yeah, obviously I want to keep Arrow strong as well. So I need to prioritise doing his physio every day. And I mean, I am doing it, but it's just an example of all the things I have to do. So I'm choosing those 3 main goals to prioritise. 3 main goals as in career, gym, fitness, agility. So they're my 3 priorities, and what doesn't fit into that, such as the podcast and the judging, I am cutting out. And obviously my social life is obviously a priority as well. I feel great when I'm with my friends. I like going out for food, for drinks, stuff like that. I am very sociable in that sense. You know, I really like going out with people, you know, for those fun times and sociable activities. So I want to be able to fit those in whenever they crop up. And then lastly, the social, obviously I have my amazing sponsors in agility, and obviously you guys all follow me on the social media platforms. So obviously I'm going to continue making content there as well. And, you know, so instead of the podcast, I'm going to put more time into making like reels and Instagram and TikTok content, and potentially some more vlogs on YouTube. I'm going to try and vlog some more shows, do that in my free time. So as you can see, and obviously I need to make content for my sponsors, and I love doing that. They're amazing. So as you can see, there's lots for me to be doing. So the things that aren't serving me, because that serves me, these things don't serve me, so I'm cutting them out. But yeah, that is pretty much my word dump. I thought I owed you guys a bit more of a verbal explanation than just a post. It's like breaking up with someone over text, isn't it? If you just write it in a post and that's it. But this is me doing it face to face, heart to heart. But no, again, I want to thank everyone who has listened and supported my podcast. No matter how long you've been listening, even if you just listened to this episode, thank you. And yeah, just everyone who supported it, I really appreciate all of you. And also everyone who has run my courses that I've designed and judged, and everyone who said that they like my courses and stuff like that. I appreciate everyone. So that is pretty much it, but because you're going to see even more of me on all my social media pages, go and follow them. I will put them here on the screen. So make sure to follow those, because that's where I'll be, and I'll be more active now on those as well, hopefully. But yeah, exciting times. No, I'm feeling really good. I think I made a great decision. I've never been a great decision maker, but I'm very confident in this one. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'll see you all over on my social media, guys. And I won't see you next Wednesday, but I'll probably see you even sooner over on Instagram or something, because I'm always putting stories up there. So thank you all again, and I'll talk to you on my socials. Bye, guys.